Hello, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to share some guidance for Wednesday and Thursday. That's Wednesday the 31st of July and Thursday the 1st of August. So thanks for connecting today. I trust this message finds you well. I trust you're having a good day, and if you're not, I trust you find some support or comfort from our time that we share together today. So thanks for joining me. Extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. It's your support that helps me be able to do my work full time. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you. So if you're new to watching, welcome. Hi everyone. What I'm going to be doing is using my combined Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with my Speed of Light Oracle, and I'll be looking for the best card for Wednesday, the best card for Thursday, and then the best card for the theme for Wednesday and Thursday. I'm not doing personal requests for guidance here today. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason. I trust that something shared will be helpful and supportive for you. So just remember to take on board what feels right, what resonates, what fits in easily to your life, and let the rest go. So if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't matter. It might make sense for someone else. So you can trust in what makes sense to you. I never ask you to trust in me. That's my job. I trust in me, and I trust that you will trust in yourself and what's right, what resonates with you. So let's see what comes up, shall we? So I'm going to start by shuffling my deck and looking for the best card for Wednesday the 31st of July. So if it's not quite Wednesday for you yet, you can think of this as guidance in advance, and you can refer back to my Monday video for Tuesday's guidance if you need to. So let's see. The best card for Wednesday, the 31st of July, July, 31st of July, is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card, and it's this, which I can't see. It's Rosemary card 20. So under here, Rosemary has some keywords which say beauty, self-love, kindness, and balance. And there is a little bit of this energy about today. It is Wednesday here already. It's Wednesday at exactly 10:15 a.m. There is a little bit of this sort of energy about. Some of us may be feeling like, especially on Wednesday, feeling like feeling a little bit withdrawn, a little bit introspective, where we want to just reflect and sort of sit in our own space. There's a sort of quieter energy around as well, and a very important time, it feels, for reflection. So reflecting, but also being kind and gentle with ourselves, especially if we're dealing with some stuff right now that's a bit heavy or a bit stressful or negative, or if we've had some intense things come up, then we might need to be just a little bit more kinder and gentler with ourselves. So in this drawing here, which I can't see at all because I've got a reflection from the sun, but in this drawing she's got her gaze looking down, so she hasn't got her eyes closed. Not that it really matters, but basically that gaze is showing an inner reflection time is important, bringing emphasis to the heart with this rose here, this flower on her heart. So bringing emphasis or focus to our own heart, how we feel about ourselves, being kind and gentle, caring, reassuring with ourselves. And then we've got also a bit of attention being drawn up here to the crown. So this is about reconnecting with ourselves. So we might feel a little bit slower moving, a little bit withdrawn in some ways on Wednesday, and this is okay. So let's use this time to reflect, to heal, to mend, to rebalance, or maybe just to catch our breath. Maybe we might find some time on Wednesday just to turn things off, take a soak in the bath, or whatever we can manage to give us some you time. Give you some you time not us as some you time, but give you time, might be something that we are called to do on Wednesday. So see how you go and how that sits with you and the unfolding for your Wednesday. So thank you. It's lovely to see you all. Thanks for stopping by today. So now I'm looking for the best card for Thursday, the 1st of August. Thursday the 1st. We sort of know now we're heading into the latter part of the year, don't we, when we start heading into August. So the 1st of the new month. What do we need to know about Thursday the 1st of August is what I'm sort of saying out loud, but is my intention as I'm looking for the best card for Thursday. So Thursday the 1st of August, we'll go with this card. It's an Animal Kingdom, and it's this. What is it? Oh, it's Shelter again, card 51. This came up last week, I think, and it says seek safe shelter. So this is about our safe place, our place to heal, to mend, to reflect, to reassess, to catch our breath. Really, this is just an expansion of what I was already talking about for Wednesday. So Wednesday's card Rosemary is very much about in our body, in our mind, in our emotional space, so very much in our what we could call our temple, our body. And this card's looking at the same sort of energy, but from a shelter space perspective. So we might be looking at our home, a room in our home, a place in nature that we may feel safe to go to or safe to visit. Come around, Puss. Come around and say hello. Is she going to say hello today? Here's the Puss. Are you going to say hello? She's not moving for now. She likes her little pats. And she's purring away. There you go. You sit down there. And I'll continue here with the shelter. So, yeah, this is about our safe space, moving into our zone. I can also sort of feel that this might represent like our cave energy. So we might go to our inner cave on Wednesday, and we may feel we want to go into our, that sort of next level out. Our, I don't really want to say external cave because it's not really exactly what I mean, but, that cave space that we move into on Thursday. So there's very much a sort of a pulling back feeling, an inner space, a time of inner reflection and contemplation over both days, Wednesday and Thursday. So our home space, our space in general, may be important for us on Thursday by this card, or the guidance from this card. Shelter. Seek safe shelter. So a safe place where we feel safe to be ourselves. So I trust that resonates for your Thursday. Let's look at the theme card. We've got a little bit of a theme pushing through, so I'm very interested to see what the theme card wants to add to this. So I'm looking for the theme card. This card will help us see the bigger picture for these particular days, Wednesday and Thursday. So let us see. So the best card for the theme for Wednesday and Thursday is this card. It's an Animal Kingdom. And it's this. What is this? Oh, it's a featured card. That's fun. It's a featured timing card, and it has further instructions up here, which say draw the 4th card from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going down to a Speed of Light Oracle, which is another featured card. It says take the 3rd card from the top, which is this. Oh, we've got Crocodile with the lizard. Okay, we've got 3 cards for our theme, so let's work this out. So let's get them into order a bit first. So we've got these 3 cards have come up for our theme for Wednesday and Thursday. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to look at these cards separately, and then we're going to look at their relationship together because they've come up together for a reason. So let's see if we can work out what the reason is. First off, the Stellar Cycle card 55. It says 1 year down here. So this is one of the timing cards, the featured timing card. So this talks about 1 year or the long term, we could say. So there's something important about Wednesday and Thursday, or Wednesday or Thursday, both days, or maybe this time period, where we may be thinking in the long term. What do we want to do with our life for the next year or years? You know, could be longer than a year, it could be a bit less, but I like to use the words long term. We might be contemplating, what do we want to do with our life in the long term? What goals are we setting? What plans are we putting into place to set ourselves up for the long term, create a plan, get organised, whatever it might be that we're thinking about. And maybe our inner reflective time and being in that sort of cave-like space is a great opportunity to reflect on where we see we're going. One thing I like to do every month or two is to reflect, and usually I do that in my journal, and I like to reflect on what's led me to this point. So things about my last few months that have really stood out for me as important points in that time period and my past. So I look at what's led me up to here, how I feel now, and where I feel I'm going. So I want to make sure, I always want to check in, or often want to check in with myself, make sure I'm on track. I am the type of person that if I feel like I'm starting to go off track, I want to get myself back on track as quickly as possible. I'm not the sort of person that just lets things get out of hand. So I like to reflect on what led me to here, so my past, my present, my future perspectives, just to make sure that things are on track and are feeling good for where I feel like I'm heading. So some of us may be using our reflective time over Wednesday and Thursday to reflect on where we're going. But to reflect on where we're going, we may also need to look at what's led us to this point. How we feel now, what do we want from our lives at this point, especially in the long term. So that's the stellar cycle. Then to come up with that is the lizard, card 3, and it says optimism, appearances, delusion, and illusion. This card usually comes up highlighting that things may not be as they appear. So we're sort of a bit of a red flag, if you like, just to look deeper beyond the appearances. And it's not saying that we shouldn't proceed with something, but it's just suggesting we look under the bonnet, we look at the fine print, we look at the fine details, we look under the surface, even under the surface of how we feel. Because quite often, especially if we don't allow ourselves to push deeper into our emotional state or what's going on for us, we might be skimming the surface with things. So we might have been skimming the surface with how we feel or what's going on in certain situations, and not really looking underneath at the depths of the situation, or the depths of that relationship, the depths of that situation in our life. So what are we looking at just at the surface? And how can we slip under the surface and look at this situation a little bit deeper? That will help us see the truth of what's underneath, rather than taking things at face value. Might not be the best idea over Wednesday and Thursday. Now, coming up with these is also the Crocodile, which is card 5, and it says stand in your survival power. So it's reminding us that we are a survivor. So there might be this sense around at the moment of some of us, almost this giving up feeling. This sense of just being too much right now. I need a break. I need to stop this. This sort of overwhelming energy sort of tipping through. So it might be really important for some of us to use our reflective cave time to recognize that, or to prompt ourselves to keep going. Maybe we need some time to catch our breath, to heal, to recoup, to replenish our energy levels so that we can keep going. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, it's a sure sign you might need to stop, take a little bit of a break, even if it's just, whatever time that you can fit in, use your time wisely. So you are a survivor. Stand in your survival power. There's a slow moving feeling here too with the crocodile. It doesn't feel like it's running or leaping. It doesn't feel like it's flying or moving quickly. So there is a feeling of slow energy, plodding along, finding our own pace, checking in with ourselves as we go, encouraging ourselves to keep going, not give up, this sort of thing. So that our theme cards. Let's just quickly do an overview of these. So I'm looking at these now together, and I can't see anything at all in my screen here because of the sun. So I'm just going to hold these out in front of me so I can see them. So we're being reminded, see if this resonates with you, we're being reminded over the long term, and to look at the long term, to look past, deeper than the surface, to look under what's been presented to us, or how we think we feel, how we're reacting to something, and look at the deeper depths of our emotions, the deeper depths of our wounds, of our state of mind, of our life, and where we're wanting to go, especially in the long term, so over this next year or so. Let's stop fooling ourselves and saying that, keeping up appearances, that everything's okay on the surface, and sort of fooling ourselves. We might need to look a bit deeper so that we can understand the truth of what's going on and recognize that we are the survivors, that we can push through this time period. But there is a key here. We need to perhaps consider looking at the long term, our long-term goals, looking beyond appearances, and recognizing that we can keep going, that we are survivors, and now is not the time to give up. So let's not give up just because things may not be as they seem. We can look deeper, and it does take courage. Sometimes, not for me now, because I do tend to look at the depths of things, but sometimes we might think it's easier just to skim the surface on how we feel, skim the surface on our wounds, or on parts of our life that are problematic. So it might be worth now looking at, okay, how can I drop under the surface now? How can I really capture and understand the truth of this situation and what's going on for me? Because it's going to affect us in the long term. If we keep pretending and fooling ourselves that everything's okay, when we know deep in our heart that maybe it's not, this can potentially affect us in the long term. So can you imagine still being in the same space you're feeling now in an area of your life that you're struggling with in another year's time? So in August 2020, would you still like to be feeling the same feeling that you feel now, or the same discomfort, or struggling with some certain area of your life? Can you imagine still struggling in 1 year's time? And if you don't want to be, then it feels like now is a really important, pivotal point for us to look at reflecting, caring for ourselves, look at our long-term goals, look at how we feel right now, and look at what changes need to be made. So I think everything really points to that, doesn't it? Oh, I thought that was the cat behind me. So everything might be pointing to some changes that we might need to make or consider. Changes to ourselves. Change doesn't mean that we close doors on areas of our life that are too hard. Often change is about looking at what we need to change or improve about ourselves. Our attitude, our approach, great things to look at, and great things that we can change. That can change actually quite a lot of stuff in our life. So change, maybe be willing to change yourself if that's what you determine you need. So it's quite in-depth. It feels to be quite a lot of stuff potentially going on. If we can sit or drop under the surface, we will see quite a lot of depth in these next couple of days. So our cave retreating time, or being in our temple, our body, may be quite beneficial to a lot of us. So see how you go. See what resonates and see what unfolds for you. So thank you. I trust you've enjoyed this guidance today. I've used my combined Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with my Speed of Light Oracle. These are decks I created, and you can learn more about them on my website, actually, if you want to, at templeofbalance.com.au. Thanks so much. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you want to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. Thank you so much. We have a couple of things coming up. First of all, we have opened private intuitive healing sessions with Corey and myself. Together, we'll be working together with you in Melbourne. This rarely happens, so we will be in Melbourne on the Sunday the 6th, Monday the 7th of October. There are a couple of spaces left if you're interested in coming and connecting with us personally and privately. So have a look on my website under the events tab, which is in the store tab. And also my online healing program starts in 8 days on the 8th of August. It goes for 1 week. You can follow at your own pace. I'll be doing it over the 1 week. So this is my opportunity now. For me, I wanted to take or use this focus time to take my healing deeper. I want to explore myself. I want to get to know who I am. I want to shift things that aren't working for me about myself and my life. So I decided to do this, and I thought others might want to get on board too. So I'll be participating and diving deeply into this healing program. If you're inspired to join me, you can also look on my website under the store tab. I think it's under events and maybe supportive services. So have a look if you're inspired to at templeofbalance.com.au. Thanks so much for connecting. It's been lovely spending this time with you today, and I trust you found something that's nourishing and supportive for you. So have a great couple of days, and I'll be back to share with you again very, very soon. Thank you, and bye for now.